Have you ever sat down to rest and instead of relaxing, your mind starts racing? You remember things you haven't done, you feel behind, a bit uneasy, maybe even guilty. So you get back up, not because you want to, but because stopping doesn't feel safe. And if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And more importantly, this isn't about poor time management or lack of discipline. There's a deeper reason so many high functioning women struggle to rest. And once you understand it, everything starts to make more sense. Rest isn't just physical, it's emotional. One thing I see again and again in my work, and I've experienced this myself, is that rest isn't just about stopping your body. It's about what happens when everything goes quiet. Because when you slow down, it's not just peace that shows up. It can be tension, mental noise, emotion you've been holding back, that constant sense of, should I be doing more? And I remember noticing this in my own life. Even when I started to rest, something in me felt unsettled, like I couldn't fully land. And that's the part people don't talk about. Rest can bring you face to face with everything you've been managing, carrying, or pushing aside. So it makes sense that your system resists it. Many high functioning women didn't just become this way randomly. There's usually a history underneath it. At some point, often early on, you learn that being capable, reliable, helpful, that strong one, was how you stayed safe, valued, and accepted. So doing became more than productivity, it becomes an identity. I see this a lot in my clients, and if I'm honest, I've had to unpick this myself too. There can be this quiet belief, if I'm not doing something, what am I contributing? And that belief doesn't switch off just because you're tired. So when you rest, it can be unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, not because rest is wrong, it's just that it interrupts a pattern that has been there for years and years. Your nervous system plays a huge role. There's always a psychological piece to this, and that's really important. If you've spent a long time in a state of pressure, responsibility, mental load, even emotional caretaking, your nervous system adapts to that. It gets used to being on all the time, and research in stress physiology shows that chronic activation of the nervous system can make stillness feel unfamiliar, even unsafe. So when you finally stop, your body doesn't immediately relax. It does the opposite. Your mind speeds up, you feel restless, you think of everything at once, and it's easy to assume, what's wrong with me? But often there's nothing wrong. Your system has just learned to function in motion. Rest is something it needs to relearn. The hidden struggle with receiving. This is a deeper layer that I think many women quietly carry. Struggling to rest often sits alongside struggling to receive. So receiving like help, support and care, and even space. You might be even someone who gives a lot. You show up, you hold things together. You're the one that others rely on all the time. But when it comes to allowing yourself to be supported, it can feel uncomfortable. I've noticed this both personally and professionally. How easy it is to default to, I'll just do it myself. And over time, that creates a one-way dynamic. You're constantly giving out, but not fully letting anything come back in. So rest requires that openness. It asks you to stop holding everything for a moment, and that can feel surprisingly vulnerable. It's not that you don't want to rest, it's that something in you doesn't quite trust it yet. So why midlife makes this louder? What you could once push through starts to feel harder, and you might notice more tiredness, more fatigue, less tolerance for pressure, more emotional sensitivity. A sense of overwhelm that wasn't there before. And it can feel confusing, but this isn't you losing your ability to cope. It's often your system saying this way of living isn't sustainable anymore. I've seen this so many times and felt it too. That moment where you're pushing through just stops working, and actually that's not failure, it's awareness. It's your body asking for a different relationship with yourself. The "I'll rest when" trap. A lot of women live by an unspoken rule: I'll rest when everything is done. But everything is rarely ever done. There's always something else to reply to, something else to organise, something else to think about. So rest keeps getting delayed, pushed to later, postponed, earned, but never quite reached. And over time, that creates a constant state of low-level exhaustion, because your rest is conditional and the conditions are never fully met. And at first, it might not feel peaceful, and that's okay. So reframing guilt. This part is really important. Guilt doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it means you're doing something different. If you're used to overgiving, overfunctioning, putting yourself last, then resting might trigger guilt, not because it's bad, but because it's unfamiliar. And I've seen this happen so often. Women start slowing down, feeling guilty, and assume they should stop. But guilt can actually be part of the shift, a sign that something is changing. So what rest actually looks like in real life? Rest doesn't have to be perfect. It's not about suddenly becoming someone who feels calm and still all the time. Often it starts small, very real, very human. It might look like sitting down before everything is finished, not filling every spare moment, going for a walk without distraction, leaving something until tomorrow, giving yourself 10 minutes without any explanation at all. And at first, it might not feel peaceful. That's okay, because you're not just resting, you're retraining your system to feel safe. And when you do, that may take some time. So if you struggle to rest, I want to offer you a different way of looking at it. What if rest isn't something you earn, but something you allow? What if your tiredness isn't something to override, but something to listen to instead? What if slowing down isn't a failure, but a form of self-respect? Not just physically, emotionally, mentally, or even spiritually. And that kind of exhaustion needs more than sleep. It needs restoration. If you are finding it hard to rest without guilt, it doesn't mean you're doing life wrong. It often means you've spent a long time being the one who keeps everything going, and now something in you is asking for a different pace, a different relationship with yourself. And that's not weakness, that's awareness. So maybe this season isn't about doing more. Maybe it's about learning how to pause without needing to justify it. If this has resonated, I'd really love to hear from you in the comments. What happens for you when you try to rest? And if you're on this journey too, just know you're not alone. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.